And now that we've finished the first part of the training session, the warm-up, now we can move into the main part of the training session. And for my first modality, I'm using a resistance band for straight arm lat pull downs. And as you can see, I'm doing this exercise at home with the band tucked into the top of the door, which is nice and secure. And this can also be done with another anchor point at home, like a hook or anything like that. Or you can also easily do this in a gym with different types of machines. And for this first variation, I'm doing standing regular straight arm lat pull downs. And to do this, I start by getting my feet shoulder width apart, my knees and hips are slightly flexed, and when I go to pull the band down, I grab it at a point where I know I'm going to have good resistance throughout the entire range of motion of the exercise. And this is going to be my second set of 8 for 2 sets of 8 total. And a good cue to tell somebody who is performing this exercise, or to tell yourself, is that you want to start with the bands out in front of you above your head just a bit, and then pull down like you're going to put your hands towards your pockets. And now we have made it to my second variation, and I am doing the same style of standing straight arm lat pull downs, except this time I'm adding a 3-second isometric hold at the bottom, which you can see I do that. I do 1 rep, 3-second hold, and then back up for again 2 sets of 8. This hold uses muscle tension to hold the joint at a single position without any movement. And while I'm holding, I am continuing to make sure that my chest is pushed out in front of me, I'm not hunching over, and my back is nice and straight. And including this isometric hold into the lat pull down means that there is going to be more time that the muscles are going to be under tension, which may influence the amount of reps that you might want to choose. Like if you were to do, I'm doing 2 sets of 8, for example, you might not want to do 2 sets of 20. And now we are moving into the final variation for the straight arm lat pull downs, and here I'm performing them in a supine position. There's my dog. She will walk back out of frame in a second. And doing this in this position is a regressed version of the standing straight arm lat pull down, and it helps to isolate the lat muscle. And as you can also see, I've moved the band farther down the door, making sure it is still secure in there and it's not going to slip out when I pull it down. And I've also angled my body so the band is directly behind my head and I'm not at a weird angle pulling the band down. And again, just like the others, I'm going to be doing 2 sets of 8 in this position. And for my lower body exercise with a resistance band, I have a different version of the same kind of TheraBand, and I am doing lateral walks with these, also called side steps. And here the band is just above my knee, which is typically the easiest version to do with these. And I am making sure to lift my foot as I'm walking instead of sliding. In this second variation, you can see I've moved the band down so it's closer to around my ankles, and this is helping to build strength and stability in the outer hips. This is also a more difficult version of having the band around the knees. And like with each variation of these lateral walks, I am making sure my knees are in a slightly flexed position and my hips are lined up over my knees and my shoulders over my hips, body's in one line, and I am not leaning too far over with my torso at all. In this last variation, the band is around my feet, and having the band around the feet is where extensor rotators and the glutes will also be activated more, which is going to create more resistance for the movement.